The Lord be with you. We continue to look at the Lord's Supper, and the question comes up of faith. What does it mean to receive the Lord's Supper with faith, and why is faith necessary? So, faith is necessary because faith grabs hold of reality, what you think is reality. And so, if you don't believe Jesus's words, believe what the Lord's Supper is, his body and Jesus' body and blood given for you to eat and to drink, and what it's for the forgiveness of sins, for the new covenant, for you. If you don't believe that, if you don't grab hold of it, you're not going to receive the blessings. And in fact, the Apostle Paul tells us that you'll actually receive it for your harm. And so what does it mean to have faith in the Lord's Supper? And here we get into this weird conundrum where people somehow believe that their faith actually makes things real. Now, faith can only grab hold of reality. And so whenever I can, I always, when I'm doing this live and in person, I have two chairs. And so I just want you to imagine two chairs, okay? And so one is a chair, and one is my special invisible chair, okay? And so if I go and sit down in the chair, the one that's not invisible, if I go and sit in the invisible chair, what holds me up? Does my faith in the chair hold me up, or does the chair hold me up? I hope you said the chair holds me up, because in fact, my faith may be well misplaced when I sit down. Maybe the chair is rickety, and maybe the chair is old, and maybe the chair breaks. I've seen it happen to people where they have faith in a chair and they end up on the ground because the chair wasn't very good. You better put your faith in what's real. And so if you sit down in a chair, it's because you have faith that it's going to hold you up. But now I want you to go and do this for real. I'm asking for volunteers. I want you to go and trust me, I've put an invisible chair behind you. Stand up. I put an invisible chair. I have that power. I'm an amazing person. I put an invisible chair behind you. And I want you to sit down in that chair. Do not doubt. Have absolute faith and absolute confidence in my amazing ability to put a chair that's invisible to you, but it will hold you up. I promise you, it will hold you up if you believe strongly enough. And do not doubt. If you fall on your behind when you sit down, it's because you didn't believe enough. Or it's because there's no chair there. Because however great your faith is, it can't make fake things, non-real things real. And so it is with the Lord's Supper. And this is the reason I don't go to the Lord's Supper at other churches. I mean, you have to make up your own minds, but I believe in what's real. And at the Lutheran Church, we teach what's real. We teach what the Lord's Supper is. We teach what Jesus teaches. He says, this is my body, this is my blood, and so we believe it. And so I put my faith in what's real. But if I go to another church, what do I know about what they believe? Because a lot of times they say one thing, and they may even say the words of institution, but they're putting different meanings to it. So I don't know what's real. And so if you go to another church, you're going to have to make up your own mind. What I am saying to you, though, is whatever you believe doesn't make it so. It really doesn't. What makes the Lord's Supper so is what a church teaches, that the Lord's Supper is. Do they use the words of institution with Jesus's meaning, or do they make up their own? Do they make up their own meaning of what the Lord's Supper is? Because then it's not the Lord's Supper that they're taking. And that's just sad. It's sad for them, but it doesn't make it real for you because you believe something different. That invisible chair, it's just not going to hold you up, right? So let's proclaim Jesus' truth and let's believe it. Amen. God bless.